Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing coming to you with another tutorial. Today we're going to be making these cute little, what I'm calling a specimen slide dangle. And so I couldn't find my acetate when I did the prototype, so I don't have any acetate in here. I did find some, but basically this is what it looks like. It's a window piece on both sides. And let me give you the measurements that we're going to be doing because they're all going to be the same size today. So these are just a little bit over 1 3/4 by 2 5/8 it looks like. But that's what we're going to make. I put a little bulb pin, split pin, and a little Tim Holtz little diamond charm. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So I feel like I need to move the camera. I am struggling to stay in frame these days, so I don't know what's going on, but I think it's because I'm tired. I shouldn't be tired, and then my nails, you guys, they are just an absolute disaster. I've been coffee dyeing, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to go without, because when I do mixed media, it just destroys my nails, just destroys them. So any progress that I make, getting them to get strong and grow out, is just demolished when I do mixed media. So I am in a debate with myself over that. I may have to go back. I got some kind of cut here, and so I can't do anything until I get that healed, but I'm still trying to be patient, but they are nasty. So I've got the sidekick here in view, but I already did. Oh no, I didn't do the cutting. I thought I trimmed my papers down, but I did not do the cutting. So good thing I brought this over. So I love the sidekick because it allows you to do things that are smaller. So the plates are 2.5 inches wide. So they're perfect for this kind of project. So I'm just going to set that right there for a moment. I've got my corner rounder in case we want to round the corners like I did on the prototype. I'm going to set some of these things aside because I've got way too much on my desk. I've got my white glue. I may need that for the acetate. I'm not sure. My Fabri-Tac. I like to use the Fabri-Tac to sandwich things together because you get time to move it. My ink, an eyelet setter, and my scissors for any trimming. And then these are the 3 we're making, and these are the 3 pieces of acetate, and then some chain and some bulb pins, etc. for that step. So I'm aiming to do 3 today, but we'll see how it goes. I've got a couple punches here to cut different things. So another circle one maybe, and then I thought this butterfly one would be fun. It looks like it's slightly bigger than this circle, but I thought that would be a fun different element. So we'll see about that as well. So let me see where we need to start. So yesterday was a snow day. Today is Friday, Valentine's Day actually, and I'm actually not feeling good today. I ate something that did not agree. I think it was what I ate. I think the hamburger was bad, and so I have been nauseated all day. So I'm hoping that that clears up fairly quickly. But okay, so those are the 3 pieces of acetate. I cut them the same size as the paper-ish. Oh no, they're not. They're a little bit wider, so I'll have to cut those down. I thought I did that right, but so I've got 3 pieces of acetate, and then I've got 3 different shape dies. So I used this one in the prototype, and so we're going to use it again because I want to show you. We're doing these for the Frosty Winter Journal, and yeah, I've been dreaming about doing this because I think it's just a really cool project. So let's start with this square one because they're kind of squarish one. It's a little bit of a bigger die, so we'll have to be conscientious of that, but we should be okay. So in the prototype you can see that we have a picture in both sides. So now if you were smart, you could print front and back on a piece of paper and get an image. I can never get my printer to do that right. Every time I try, I mess it up and it's just a waste. So we've got 2 images for each project. So this one has these 2. So I'm going to bring my my cutter over here. I got so much stuff on my desk right now. There we go. Move the Fabri-Tac. Move the beads. Okay, so these are already cut down to fit in the sidekicks. So we're going to go ahead and just set this up. So you just lock it in and it stays. It will not, oh, just really shook my table. That's how solid it is. So I basically did these, I cut them at the same time, and then they're one piece. I think this way. So when I do them, I'm gonna go like that, so that I've got a different part on each side. So if that makes any sense. So let's just make sure they're both going the right direction, though. No, they're not. We want it like, oh, I can't tell. Hold on. Hold the fort. Hold the fort. Is that right? Yeah. Well, I can't tell. It doesn't really matter. It's not like you're going to be looking at them at the same time. So I'm going to grab the die here, and I'm going to go ahead and run this through my cutter. I am going to use a bit of tape to hold this die on because I want to make sure that it doesn't move. So I just got a little piece of washi, and I just press it off on my clothes, which in this case at 1 o'clock in the afternoon is my pajamas. And I'm going to aim for putting this about in the center of this piece. Those words look upside down. Cannot tell. I guess if I cannot tell, it doesn't really matter, right? There we go. So if it doesn't all line up perfectly, don't worry at first, because we'll be able to trim it up, and I'll show you the shortcut for that. That suctions to your desk, so even when you don't lock it, it's kind of hard to move it out of your way. So I'm just going to gently take that tape off, and we'll use that again. I'm just going to stick it on the side of my table and get rid of that die. And then that's what we've got. So we are going to put those aside for a moment, and then we're going to work on our picture. So this is like so easy. But before we do that, let's go ahead and ink the inside of these windows, because we want to make sure that those pop out nicely. So I just kind of go on the inside. But yeah, I've been coffee dyeing some paper, just simple paper, and then some lace and gauze and things like that. So I think this is the same piece, isn't it? Is that the same piece? See, it's off though. So I cut that. They weren't straight, so that's quite all right. So we are good to go now. I think I want this to, well, it doesn't matter, again, which is front or back either. So now we're going to sandwich these together. We're going to glue these together because I found that to be easier. It also is adding some stability. This is 65-pound paper, but it's going to make these dangles. Dangles can take a lot of wear and tear in a journal. So if you can make them strong, you're golden. And I know these aren't exactly a specimen slide, but that's what they reminded me of. I was actually thinking more about like doing more of a frame look, but I liked these dies as I was just considering what I wanted to do. So I've got those sandwiched together. Now you do want to kind of make sure that when you cut, that when you put this in, that whatever image you have on both sides is going to show. So we know that oh no, oh, we're going to be way down. That's okay. So our girl's going to show there, and then we've just got a winter scene on the back, which is fine. So I just have to keep in mind that I'm going to have to move that down. Okay. So yeah. Oh, isn't she pretty? Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Do 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 do. I'm going to cut this. Actually, I'm thinking. No, I don't want to cut. I don't want to glue the whole thing on. That would be silly. So I don't think I'm going to cut this one down. You could make it a little bit narrower. Actually, do we want to have it narrower? Let me look. I did not plan this very well, even though I thought I did. No, I actually like the size. We're going to keep this one a little bit wider than the other one, but we are going to cut some off the top and bottom. And we can always change our mind as we go along here. So let me get that acetate back. Already got something on it. Goodness gracious. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue my acetate. I'm just going to put a little bit of my Barely Arts glue around the window, but not too close, because you don't want that to ooze into the into the window. So just about like that. We can just trim all this up. Don't worry. Okay. Oh, we need 2 pieces because we have 2. I didn't plan for that because we have 2 images. That's going to be very interesting and thick. Okay, let's just proceed and see how we think. I'll have to cut more because I'm using them all, but that's okay. So again, wide around the window, just so you don't run into problems with that oozing in. I've had that happen before. It's unpleasant. So I'm going to just kind of go down. We can trim this down. I'm not worried about the width. You know, it is what it is. I'm trying to make this easy. Some stuff on the window. Okay. So we need to let that set for a moment. I'm thinking it should set pretty quick. It's the white glue, so it doesn't take as long to dry. Okay. So we can trim all the edges when we're done. That will probably be the safest thing. So what did we decide? This was going to be our girl. So our girl's going to go here. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and just so I don't confuse myself, I'm going to trim off this excess at the bottom of that image of the lady. And then we're going to glue her on. Okay. Feeling like I actually do not know what I'm doing here. For some reason, I've lost my mind. I'm hoping that this is going to hold on top of the acetate. I guess we're going to find out. Okay, so I do want to pick this up because I want to see. This isn't going as well as it did when I was just creating by myself. You know how that goes. Okay, so I'm just going to place that there. That's perfect. I like her a little bit offset in the window as well. So I'm going to let that sit. This is getting thicker than I would have wanted, but I forgot about I need 2 pieces of acetate, which makes perfect sense, right? And then we're going to put this one on the other side, and we're going to have the acetate again, which is what I fully intended when I started this project, was to have a window on both sides. But so I'm trying to line that up because I don't want to smear a bunch of that glue where I don't want it. And then I can kind of move it a little bit. Oh no. Oh yeah, it's right. I thought the tree was upside down. It is not. It is not. Okay, so let's let that dry. So while that's drying, let's cut our next one. So we've got all that extra hanging out, but we will deal with that in a moment. So let's do the next one. And we'll also deal with these later as well. We'll put those with her. So let's do this one. If we don't get through all 3 of them, that's okay. You get the gist. But I usually just try to create a few because it's my craft time for my projects. So, so now I wonder if I can get away with cutting this one in half. I bet I can. Let's do that so that we're not wasting so much of that acetate. So I've got 2 smaller pieces. Okay, so this is what we've got here. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put our shape die in here, and I'm going to kind of go, I guess about right there. And I'm going to use that washi again. Okay, we'll trim this one down and make it a little bit smaller. It snowed last night, so we've got about 3 inches outside. It's so beautiful. And it's not as bluish in here as it was yesterday, I guess, because it was actually snowing when I was filming yesterday, and it's not snowing right now. It's going to warm up now, and we're going to be out of the freezing weather debacle, so that'll be good. Okay, so that's that die. We're going to put that aside. And I'll show you what we're going to do with these as well. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to use these for, hopefully, well, I don't know if I can do that with the butterfly, because I think the butterfly is bigger than this. So we'll have to probably do circles, but we'll get there. Okay, so now we are good there. Let me just move this again, slide it away. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and ink the inside of those windows again. So I forgot to mention these small images of the people. I printed 16 to a page. And so in your printer settings, you can go down to pages per prints per page or something, or pages per page. I don't know what it says, but you can select 2, 4, 6, 9, or 16, I believe, are my options. So that's how you can change it. And it's going to give you a bunch of tiles that look like, let me grab one so I can show you, that look like this. Okay. And I end up having a lot of that stuff left over, but I figure I'm using the ink anyway. I'd rather fill the paper up and not waste a piece of paper to print a small image than to have too many prints. So that's just my thing. So I'm going to go ahead and glue, well, let's see. Let's go ahead and see if we want to cut these down first. So I'm going to sandwich them together that way so that they're the same. Okay. And I'm going to move my ink so that I can bring this into view for y'all. And I'm going to carefully cut that a little bit. So I'm going to trim it down so it's about the same width as the other one in terms of closeness to the window. Let me show you that in a sec. It's a little bit hard to tell at the moment. Okay. So about that much, about that close to the inside edge, sorry. And then we're going to do the same over here. And I'm just making sure this stays lined up. That would be a tragedy, right? Well, not really. That is not tragedy. Not tragedy. I'm going to just move that over a little bit. Trying to keep it straight if I can. Okay, that looks like it got a little bit too close, but that's all right. So we do end up losing a lot of that flower. I am going to leave most of the bulk on the top because that's where we're going to be putting our eyelet. And I'm going to take a bit off of the bottom. And we can trim this up if something is not quite right, okay, when we're done. There we go. Isn't that so pretty? Okay, so now we're going to have to cut the acetate down as well because it's too big. It's too wide. I'm going to leave it height-wise the same. So I'm going to just trim that manually. Okay. Being careful not to cut my paper. Famous last words, right? And again, if we've got extra hanging over, we can deal with that. I'm just going to cut the other one off of this. Oh, why is that already the right size? Because I cut them by hand. That's why. That's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of my white glue. Again, just around the window. Not too much, though. That was a lot of glue. But it'll be all right. Go ahead and put that on there. And I'm going to try not to move it because I don't want that glue oozing out where I don't want it. Because I got kind of close to that interior of that cutout. Okay. Let that dry. We'll do the same here. Did I cut this one yet? Yeah, it's good. So turn it the right way. I'm going to stay a little bit farther away from that window this time. It's a little bit harder on the edge because you don't have as much room on the sides. You know what I mean? Okay, there we go. Again, just give it just a gentle press. Not anything too extravagant. And there we go. So that's this way. Aren't those they're so pretty all by themselves. Like if I had the right like sticker or, you know, some dried flowers or something, I would put that in the middle, but I don't have anything like that. So that is that. So where are our people? There are our people. And then these are going to have to be cut down too because we cut our thing down. So let's look at these and see. Oh, they're both on the same side, which means I actually need to turn them. Turn it like this, right? Let's try that out. See if we can make sure we can see our beautiful ladies. Both. Nope, I had that backwards. So this one needs to stay the same direction. Wait a minute. Ah! Oh my goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Okay, and let's put this one down. Let's see. We'll just have to probably cut it off the opposite side. Yeah, because we're cutting her out. So when we cut her down, we're going to cut it off of this side. So let me just do that now so I don't get confused. So I'm just sliding her over as far as I can because I didn't realize she was so far off the page. Okay, I'm just going to cut right here. And then we'll deal with the height in a moment. And then this one, she looks good right there, so we just can cut it off of one side. So that's perfect. Perfecto. Not that that's what we yearn for here in the studio, but it is nice when things work well. I'm hitting that acetate, so I'm hoping that's not going to cause a problem. Probably should not have the acetate going all the way to the edge, but I'm shortcutting this. Okay, oh, that's so pretty. Okay, so now we're going to glue our two images together. And again, I'm using my Fabri-Tac because I want to be able to line them up. Not that it really matters because they're going to get trimmed down, but just in good practice here. Okay, boom, 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 boom. And our acetate's already in place, and this is the side that I want. I think I wanted her there, yes. So she's going to go on that side. So we can actually cut some off the top and the, you know what, I'm not going to structurally change that. I'm going to stick with what we did before. So these are, oh, well, they're already together. Goodness gracious, Cara-Renee. Okay, so now we can go ahead and just put glue. Yeah, we're just going to glue. We're going to stay away from the window as best we can because we don't really need to secure that. We do need a little bit on this side, which I did cut that a little bit small, a little too close for comfort, but I'm sure it will be okay. Okay. And this was this side, so we're just going to plop her down. And again, we're going to try not to move it too much because that will smear the glue and cause a problem. So these are super, super thick, which is good. It's good for a dangle, and so we'll have to trim some potentially off just if anything's uneven. Oh, isn't she so pretty? Oh, we almost lost her little head there. I wonder if we can move her down. Probably not. Probably shouldn't do that. So let's go ahead and put glue on here. You could stitch around these. These would be gorgeous stitched around, like if you stitched this before you glued them together. I don't know how well that would work though. That's a lot of sewing bulk, but it would be a cool thought. Okay, there we go. And I would suggest that you're just checking your work to make sure that everything is, oh no, I just dropped it on there. Doggone it. We lost her head. Okay, we're gonna have to improvise here. I need to move that up so that we don't lose her head. So this is gonna be shorter than we started with. But this is the beauty of it, right? We can do that, okay? So let's do it. Let's trim off that top and trim off this bottom. It's a little hard because I'm going through acetate too. Okay. Everything else looks pretty good, but it's pretty thick, which I'm thinking is very good for this project. So I'm going to grab my ink because I want you to see what it looks like all inked up as well. We're a little bit uneven over here, but I'm going to try not to fuss with that because I don't want to I don't want to mess it up. I'm not going to round the corners on this one. And because we got some thickness going on, I'm going to go on the edge as well, literally just to capture all those layers of paper and get them inked up. I'm hoping that this is going to glue okay with that acetate or that white glue. I'm trying to glue all that together with the acetate in between. If you guys have done that before and failed, I'd love to hear about it now that we're after the fact. But isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous-o. Okay, so let's take care of this one. So this one, maybe we'll make this one a little bit shorter and squattier. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my trimmer here a little bit more into camera. And let me just trim this one up and I'll be right back. Okay, so I had to get my big trimmer out because the small trimmer wouldn't cut through all those layers, so I had a little bit of difficulty. So I don't think it's going to punch through either, but we're going to try it. I wouldn't use just like a regular corner rounder. I used my chomper here on the other one. So let's try it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Uh-oh, that's the worst that can happen. Oh my goodness, Cara-Renee. Let me just see if I can round that off. It doesn't like the acetate. Let me tell you that. It does not like the acetate. Okay, so I'm going to do one more because I have to now. Let's just see if we can do this again. Oh, it worked. It's just a little bit harsh. Takes some muscle strength. So I would make sure that you didn't do that while everything was still wet. Oh my gosh. Oh, let's do a little inking here. Oh, I like the rounded edge though. That's really, really appealing to me. So let's see. These are turning out beautiful, and we only have one more. We're doing good. Famous last words. Every time I look at the camera and I'm like, the recording, and I'm like, oh, we're doing so good, then it ends up being a long video again. So this one's a little bit odd. So let me just see if I can straighten that a little bit. Okay, lovely. Those are so beautiful, you guys. Look at that. Okay, let's do our last one. And of course, you don't have to stick around. You've already seen me do it, but you know, I love your company and I love to know that people are watching and getting inspired. So, but I do understand that if you got to move along, go for it. Oh, we still have to do our dangles and stuff. I hope you don't. We'll probably only do the dangles on one because otherwise I will be, you know, in the long time danger zone of my videos. So let's do this. So I got to move some stuff out of the way again. And let's just bring the big cutter over since I've already got it out and unburied. So I mentioned in another video, which I think you guys won't see it. Oh, what happened? You won't see it until, yeah, you've already seen the video. Yeah, where I did the Sundays Art Truth. I think I mentioned it. But I got a new rolly cart next to me and it holds my cutters in a drawer. It's amazing. So I'm loving it. I got it from Costco. So, okay. Oh, we got to do our die cut first. Oh my goodness gracious, Cara-Renee. What the what? Okay, so let's do this one. And we want to go this way. And I think we're going to do the square. And if I remember right, these ladies are, no, they're not. So we'll have to trim those down, which is fine. They're in different positions on the page. So I'm going to go ahead and go in the middle here. Doesn't really matter. This is a pretty small die. So actually, I'm going to go to, I want a little bit more of that pink on the side to show if I can control that. I'm going to use my same washi tape. Okay, there we go. I need to reach for the acetate leftovers that I had a big acetate sheet here I cut from. I have the 12 by 12 ones from, I think they were from scrapbook.com. So I'm going to cut a couple of these. They probably only need to be about 2 inches wide. So let me do that really quick as well. Not even 2 inches. Let's just shorten that. Okay. And let's just do a little bit of measuring so I don't have so much excess. So this is what you should technically do, is just make it big enough for, I mean, not a little bit bigger than your window, obviously, but it doesn't need to be as big as I was doing it. So let's just do that. Okay. Let's do it proper-ish. Okay, there we go. Okay, I feel like I'm all like, I have no room to move. We can move this out of the way though. Bye-bye, see you next time. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue our acetate on. It's easier the more you do it, you know. So that goes like that. So okay, so let's get our ladies ready. So they're going to have to be trimmed down a little bit, or carefully rather, I think, unless I just glue them one at a time and then I don't have to necessarily trim them down. So, oh, she is so pretty. I think I want her to kind of go like that so we can see that seam. So I'm going to make just a mark, pencil mark here so that I know where to glue. So I'm just going to put a mark there and a mark there and a mark there and a mark there. Make sure that we're going the right direction. I'm familiar with this paper, so I feel pretty good about that. So we're on that acetate again. So that's a bummer. I could have cut that shorter, but I didn't. I get concerned about getting too close to that window, you know, because it oozes and it's not good when it happens. So we're gonna just do the best we can. So I'm gonna just lay it on there so I can hopefully control this a little bit more. Okay, and I can move it a little bit as well. Yeah, I'm way off. Oh my goodness, way off. Let's just do that. Should be okay. Yeah, it's very forgiving for the most part. Nothing's going to go anywhere, you know. Everything's going to be glued, sandwiched together. So let's do this one, making sure it's going the right direction. Okay, so now we're going to glue them together because then we don't have to worry about then we can cut them all together. So hopefully I won't run into as much acetate as I did before. So I'm going to go ahead and use my, actually I'm going to use the white glue this time so I can get a quick stick. I always feel funny when I say that. A quick stick, like you're getting a shot or something. This is not that. This is fun. This is joyous. Right? Crafting. Beautiful crafting. Gonna get so much done this long weekend. I don't go back to work until Tuesday, so this is only Friday. So it's beautiful. Okay, so just moving that. Got enough time to move that around. So I'm going to just press that all out. I don't see any ooze and glue into our window, so that's a bonus. Okay, so let me move the trimmer back into view a little bit. And I'm going to trim off some of the edges. Yeah, so I missed that acetate on that one side, which was awesome because I cut it smaller, so that was a good call. Okay. Oh, that's so pretty. We should be able to round the edges without problem too, so We'll do that. Oh, we got acetate here though. So what I discovered while I was off camera is I have to move the cutter so it's going this way. Otherwise it will not do this. So let's try that again. Oh my gosh, it's moving it. Okay, I'm gonna have to try to cut it by hand. That's not working at all. Okay, let's try this, see if we can go straight. Not bad. So we're not going to probably round the edges on this one. We'll just leave it square. It's a little risky. Let me get rid of this trimmer as well. So we are done. We're done trimming. So that's really kind of cool. It almost looks like a Polaroid, other than your Polaroid would technically be, or typically be, on the bottom. So let me ink this up really quick. And then let's work on a dangle or two. Of course, you know, I might just finish this off. If you can't stay around, I totally understand. You got to see it. That's what I'm here for, is just to share inspiration. So please don't, you know, I mean, I know you guys are going to take care of yourselves. So I trust you. I trust you will. So, oh my gosh, these are so gorgeous. Oh, okay. So, oh, I just dropped those. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we've got all these bits that we can use. So I'm feeling like this is too big though. Oh, maybe not on this one. So I'm going to glue these together. I was also thinking about this stomach upset. It might, because I made meatloaf. I made a healthy meatloaf. And my body is not used to having beef. Like, I don't eat beef ever. I live on chicken and fish. So that might be part of the problem as well. So I'm wondering what you guys think. Is this too, I think this is too big. So I thought, well, why waste it though? Like, we can still use that shape, you know, use those two pieces of paper. And I think we'll just go with, do we have another? I don't think I have a punch that's going to be small enough to make it worth our while to do. Let me see if I've got, where are all my little flower stamps? I don't know where our punches. I don't know where they are. They must be in another drawer. So let's just do circles. Let's keep it simple, okay? So we're going to just aim for the center of this. I am going to try to get to the center because it would be cool. I want to show you. I don't think I can though, because there's no way to hold that in there. So I'm just going to punch it. Okay. But my hope was I could kind of use that, but you'd have to be able to see where you're punching in order for that to work. So it was a nice idea when it occurred to me. So let's just get this other one in here. Circles are fine though. They work. But I am thinking the square is okay because it's kind of off. Well, it's not really offset though. Let's see if we can just make the square smaller here by hand. This is risky. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Might not be exactly straight, but I'm a little crooked sometimes. I think I maybe will get dressed in a little while. My husband came home yesterday early. I was dressed yesterday. I was afraid we were going to lose power, so I showered and stuff just in case we lost power, but we did not. But I'm in here just putzing away, and all of a sudden the door opens, which never happens. We live in the country. Nobody ever comes here. And it was my husband coming home from work early because they closed the office. So that was really nice for him. He needed that rest. He needed that downtime. His work is very stressful right now. So I'm just bringing over my tools and whatnot into view. And let's go ahead and do this one first. I think she's by far my favorite. It's a little bit bigger than I would have wanted, but that's okay. So I'm just going to get my eyelet setter and my eyelets. Okay, last one. Sorry if I've been off camera, guys. It's been it's been tricky for me to see. I get so in the zone that I don't look at the monitor enough. So we're going to go ahead and punch holes in these. I should have done that right at the same time, but I did not. I'm going to just punch them all at the same time. Okay, so what we have here is we've got a couple of bullpen. Oh, I only got 2. Why do I only have 2? They're right here though, in their new little basket home. I'll have to take a picture so you guys can see that cabinet. It's amazing, and it fits. I was able to get it between because my table that I'm working at sits kind of in the middle of the room, so there's a space between it and the Calyx unit to my left. So I was able to move the desk just slightly so this slides in between to get out of way of drawers and stuff. That's always a challenge in my studio, is access to all of the drawers, because I have to have some of this moving storage in order to have enough to store stuff. So, because I have too much stuff. So I'm going to just put this split ring on there, and I'm just going to hang it on here. And I'm going to do that with each of these just to get kind of a head start here. So I've got one of the little diamonds. I think I'll put that on a different one since I put it on this paper before. I think this one would be pretty on that one. And then maybe this heart would be pretty here. Yeah, I like that. So I've got the chain out. I'm not entirely sure I want to use the chain, but you know what? I got it out. But I don't have enough charms for it. But let's do one of them with the chain, just to show you. So these are hard for me to work with. They're probably hard for everybody to work with. So I'm going to try. There's so little. I'm going to open that up, and I'm just going to kind of get that chain, not in half, but about just a little bit shorter on one end than the other. Oh, and gosh, I'm not in camera. You guys, I'm so sorry. Yeah. And let's close that up. I need to look at my camera. I don't know why this is happening. I wasn't having this trouble before, so I don't know what's going on. There we go. That's on. Oh, we have to open that back up to put it on our bigger jump ring. So I told you guys I don't do fiddly work on camera. This is fiddly. But it's okay. We're friends, right? So I'm going to put that on this jump ring. Except I'm got to move the tool. I thought this would be easier without any nails, but I think maybe I'm just not coordinated for this kind of work. I am not a coordinated person, just so you know, in case you're curious. Okay, so I want that to go the other way though. Okay, so let's close that up. Okay, there we go. That's really pretty. Really pretty. Okay. So I think that chain is a little bit long, so I want to add another dangle on here. So I think I'll put the heart on here. And I'm wondering if I need a bigger jump ring because this is painful. I'm going to finish this one, and then I'm going to let you go, and I'll finish the other ones off camera because in real time we're already 54 minutes in. How does that happen? How does it happen? So let's see if this is going to dangle good enough. It should. Okay. Actually, I think I'll put this other diamond thingy on this one. I can grab another one for... Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. I just want to keep that bull pin going the right direction though, like that. That is gorgeous. Okay. Actually, I don't think I'm going to cut any of that chain off. Let's do one more and do the diamond gem. You are a gem. Okay. I do find that it gets easier the more you do it. It's like you get into a comfort zone of, you know, your ability to navigate this, and it gets easier. So isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh. And then I love to put a little bit of seam binding on there as well. So, and I might put a word on this one because we've got a lot of space up here. We'll see. Oh, I didn't put the thing on. I didn't put the thing on. This has got to go on too. I forgot an important piece. So the idea is this goes on first. And then this goes on. And then it goes on here. Boom. How did that get on top of it though? This should be on the other side. I'll have to switch those around, but you get the gist of it. But that is it for today, guys. I will finish these ones off camera, and you'll be able to see all of the fantasticness and the finality in the pictures at the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Take care. Bye-bye.